What are we talking about today?
Well, Neil, I'm showing you this headset.
Okay.
And for those people who want to go look into this, it's called Vielight, Vielight.
Okay.
And the brilliance of this is the use of light. There's certain wavelengths of light that when they strike the body, here you go. So let me get this thing
Hold
on.
on. He's going to put it on. I'm going to take a picture.
Put this on, and then there's a device. Let me get down here. There's energy in the form of light rays that you actually transcranially and intranasally, up my nose, there's this little device for those people listening, that emanates light waves, certain wavelengths of light in the far red, in the near infrared wavelengths that are helpful for the body.
All right, I got a question for you.
Okay.
When you turn that thing on, does it make your nose look red from the inside?
It glows
Okay.
like Rudolph.
The reason I say that, and I'm glad I'm recording this because I need to play it for my wife. Many, many years ago, I bought, I have all these sinus problems, and I bought this little device where you put these things in your nose, and they turn red, but it's timed. And it's supposed to help your sinuses.
Yes, it does.
And she laughs at me anytime I use it. Okay, looks exactly the same.
All right, let's talk about, for seconds, we're going to be talking about eyeballs. I'm an eye doctor. Hello,
All
This
right.
is Peter Wilcox, Wilcox Eye Center. And but let's talk about coronavirus for a second.
Okay.
And vitamin D.
All right.
When our skin is exposed to UVB, ultraviolet, in the blue wavelengths below, the visual spectrum goes from 400 to 700 nanometers.
All right.
Below 400 is ultraviolet. And ultraviolet's where you get skin cancer. There's UVA, B, and C.
Got it.
And I used to make a joke, which is the worst wavelength out there? Well, it's UVA, ha, ha, ha. And,
I never heard that.
but now my youngest, I have two Hokies, and my youngest son just got into UVA, so that joke has to be shelved for a little bit. And he'll be attending this fall, maybe. And, it's kind of interesting. Notre Dame is starting school on August 10th, and they're ending before Thanksgiving. No fall breaks. And they're going to condense their year into a shorter period of time.
A whole year?
No, their semester, rather.
Oh.
Their semester is going to be condensed, their fall semester, from August 10th. It's interesting what's going on. But let's, off that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
For a moment, UVB, vitamin D.
Okay.
Vitamin D, most people who are dying from coronavirus, of the things that's wrong with them, they have low vitamin D. You're white, okay? White people come from up north. Black people, dark-skinned people come from near the equator. When your body's exposed to UVB radiation, it allows you to make vitamin D. Vitamin D is actually a hormone, so it's called hormone D. Imagine, Neil, if you had no testosterone or a woman had no estrogen, you would have huge hormonal problems as a consequence. And so,
I believe that was my ex-wife.
Okay, so what happens is, there's a population of Somalis. A study recently exposed population of Somalis went up to Norway, I think, somewhere up there, and they have very low vitamin D because what happens is they have dark skin.
Isn't that from sunlight?
Yeah, so the melanin causes you to need more sunlight because it absorbs the radiation, keeps you from getting skin cancer. And so the melanin of the dark-skinned people requires that you get more sunlight to get enough vitamin D. Now, light-skinned people don't get to go out much because it's cold in the north, and plus there's less sun during times of the years. So you want to get as much vitamin D as quickly as you can. So if you take a white person or fair-skinned person and put them down in the equator, they get skin cancer because they get too much of the bad radiation. And dark-skinned people who go up north and also who live inside, because now we stay inside all the time, have low vitamin D, and then a lack of the vitamin D, hormone D, causes you to be more susceptible to get sick from coronavirus.
Really?
One of the variables. So one of the reasons, and income, and there are many variables, but one is the fact that low vitamin D is a problem. So that's UVB. That's on the blue side, below the blue side of the electromagnetic spectrum. Then on the other side, we have red. if you think of a campfire, right now, you think of a campfire and the flickering flames, and you're smiling. People driving down the road right now, if you think of a campfire, they're conjuring up happy thoughts.
I'm thinking of cutting wood.
Okay, so you have a campfire, and your body, your emotions already are warmer. Your heart kind of warms up. And so when your body, certain cells in your body are exposed to the energy in certain wavelengths in the far red and the near infrared, there's this stuff called cytochrome C oxidase and other things that say, thank you very much, I can make better cells. I can get rid of the bad cells. Our cells are made and destroyed constantly in our body. It's called autophagy. It's a popular word these days now. And how do you make yourself well?
You learned all this in eye doctor school?
I study all the time. Every day I study. And so I'm an eye doctor. I want to make your retina well. Parts of your retina replace themselves, these cells, every 2 days.
All right, see, that is something that you never think about with respect to your eyes.
Okay?
Never.
And so macular degeneration is a problem that if you're replacing your cells every 2 days, 1, you have to deconstruct them, 2, you have to haul off the trash, and 3, you have to reconstruct them.
Hauling off the trash is
The
when
dead
your
cells.
eyes water?
No. Inside your retina, macular degeneration,
Okay.
the back of your eye.
Okay.
And so, and other parts of your eye. But if you're constantly making new cells, that means you have to, you break down the old ones, you haul them off, you have to get rid of it, and you have to make new ones. And so if part of the reconstruction of this studio right here requires power tools, energy, then we need enough energy. We need to have our Sawzall, our 2x4s, our sheetrock, and this, that, and the other. So we're making cells and getting rid of cells. And what we are is we're a depleted people. We don't eat the right foods. We don't get the right exercise. We don't have the right energy. So that headset I just had on is for helping using light, red light and near infrared light, to help with the wavelengths in your brain and the quality of the blood that you need because you need this energy. Now, this device right here, there's 2 of these in the world. My buddy and I, a buddy down in Houston.
Whoa. 2 in the world.
Because we invented them.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the deal.
Now, were you guys communicating online when you did this? Or?
We're buddies, okay? And eye doctor buddies. So this is the logic. If your loved one dies of cancer today and there's a cure that comes out tomorrow, horrible isn't a good enough word for that, right? You go, holy cow.
Right.
Well, right now in research settings, there are tools in the form of light, energy, frequencies, resonance, magnetic fields that are shown to help people with eye problems. Well, I'm not going to sit around and wait for tomorrow to show up with all these processes of going to the FDA and all this sort of jazz. So I'm always putting my nose in the business of what's out there in the research settings, and light, magnetic fields, proven documents, Janice Ells, Lori Chaikin, and this one, that one, and the other one, show that you can help improve eyes. So my options for patients, honestly, are, hey, you've got this condition. Here's a standard of care. Or you can do these other things, and here's a paper, go read them, go look and see. And these things will emanate the same stuff that is in that study.
So what happens when you put these glasses on?
This one here, if you see on the working side of this is a pair of glasses. We have a German scientist who is actually an orthopedic surgeon who now is a light specialist as his new track in life. We have a British engineer who built this thing, and 2 eye doctors. And so this circle here with all the little LEDs, certain wavelengths of light come out of there at certain intensities, frequencies, durations. And then this little gizmo right here, frequencies come out of there. They radiate into the eye. We're just stealing the science from other people. And then there's certain crystals that we use here. And we have patients who are just given choices. We're not mad scientists. It's like, you can have this or you can do that. What do you want to do? And we have people who go through this with us, and we document. Okay,
I got to ask you a serious question.
Yes, sir. Yep.
It sounds... I'm not trying to zap you.
You go right ahead.
And I'm not trying to belittle this.
Yep.
But I have to admit, when I look at those glasses, when I look at that thing you put on your head, do you know what I think of? The doctor from Back to the Future. I can't remember.
Oh,
his name right now.
yeah. With the flux capacitor.
Yeah. So what? I mean, you are either so far more advanced, or how do you convince people that this stuff is real?
Papers
Because
published.
it really doesn't look real.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Neil, I'm going to take the batteries off this. Put this. Look at it. Grab it.
Should I put it on?
Yeah, sure. But look at it first. It's a pair of glasses that has things that emanate from it in the form of the same light.
I know, but it doesn't look real, Doc. You know what I'm saying?
Go. So this is the deal.
I guess what I'm asking you
Yes, sir.
is when a patient comes in and you offer them this option.
Yep. Very few.
Very few people.
Yeah, just because it's slow and slow. There's an IRB, the International Review Board. So when you have a study that's done, okay, you have to get the okay from the authorities, and those okays are granted. And so just because you don't know what it looks like doesn't mean that it.
Can I legally show a picture of this?
No.
Okay.
Let's not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, please, because we're
that's why I asked.
There's patent pending stuff going on.
That's why I asked.
Okay, very good.
That's why I asked.
And so this
In fact,
one,
I'm deleting.
Okay, thank you. And this one here, people can go look up Lori Chaikin, Lori Chaikin, and she's an optometrist in California, published in the ophthalmological literature that using frequencies helps improve acuities in macular degeneration. I am now a location of one of 4 locations in the country that we are exposing people with macular degeneration to these frequencies. And this is a brand new delivery device. They used to use more rudimentary things, which you would laugh at, which is a wet towel and these electrodes that pass these frequencies to the eye. Think of Ella Fitzgerald. When she's doing them, is it live or Memorex commercial?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's emitting a frequency from her vocal cords that resonates with the crystal glass, which destroys the crystal glass. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, the bridge in Washington that fell down when the wind blew over it, the bridge was built and it inherently had a frequency that was the same as the wind blowing over it. It started to buckle and it fell down. And so what happened, here you go, a music teacher had a tuning fork at 400 hertz, which means that it went up and down 400 times in a second. And he realized that in sympathy, another tuning fork would resonate at the same time. So you hit the 400 on the left hand, and you can have a whole bunch of them in the other side. And the only one that's going to hum is the 400. It's in sympathy. It's like an orchestra that when it's in tune, the violin in tune, strumming strings, will make the drum rattle a little bit if it's in tune. So frequencies, and this back to this music teacher. Music teacher, go to TED Talks, look it up, music teacher frequencies. He said, you know what? If this frequency will resonate over here, what about disease? And he has it, Harvard now has all this research going on. And they've shown that if you get the right frequency for a pancreatic cancer cell, you can selectively destroy that cell and not the good cells. And that's a destructive frequencies. So in this technology that's proven, shown in the ophthalmological literature that we're using, is you put a frequency in there for the issue and a frequency for the tissue. So the issue frequency is the Ella Fitzgerald. We want to destroy that. And the tissue one is we want to enjoy that. So the warm campfire frequency, make things better. And then the destructive one. And so this is where science is. It's cutting / leading edge. But red light therapy and blue light therapy is going on in all sorts of regards.
If I'm in your office,
yes, sir,
and I've got a problem, and you're telling me I have this, if it can't hurt me, why wouldn't I try it?
Well, because we have criteria, because we're trying to select people with select conditions, and because we have this international review board process that says you have to fit inside this box. Because frankly, if you think about somebody can have anywhere between 0 to 100% of a problem. So 0% is you have none of it, 100% is it's the worst case scenario. We want to use people who are 20 to 60% bad, because you want to be bad enough with your vision or the problem that you can take pictures of or scan, or your contrast sensitivity or whatever it is. You want to be bad enough that when we move you to the good side, that you and I, the study, we can say, hey, we made you better. So you can't take a 2% bad person and put him in a study and 100%. So we're looking for the right person, the ability to be there. You have to come in the office, over 2 or 3 months, twice a week for an hour at a time.
Okay. Yeah.
And you work in the shipyard and you can't be that. So there's a lot of criteria. So we look, see, cherry pick. But I'm happy. Wilcox Eye Center, 642-9800. We do these things, and the same logic pervades everything we do at the office.
But I also want to specify to those out there listening that are going, what? That he also gives you eye exams and sells you glasses.
Yep.
And works with you, because it goes back to when we started having Dr. Wilcox in, and that is the simple belief that the workings of the entire body affect every other part of the body. I thought I said that rather well.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, it's true.
You got to be a lot of fun at the dinner table.
Well, I've learned to calm it down.
Okay.
I like getting in deep. If we're going to get hanging out at a party, I like to get past the superficial stuff and get in the deep stuff. And it's nice. I like the whys. The why.
But
why is this?
All of this, for those of you listening, are not for everyone.
Correct.
That's the point.
Correct.
As he said, some of these have been designed for those in a certain range that are able to meet certain obligations to be able to make it work successfully, which it has. How difficult, this is a little bit off track,
Yep.
How difficult is it to create something like you and this doctor in Texas have created, and then to get a patent on it, and then to get it approved?
Oh, it's horrible. And it's there's so many barriers in the way of success. But just a good idea doesn't mean, just because you have an idea doesn't mean it's a good idea.
Right.
And then there's a lot of patent research and time and money. There's lots of money involved in trying to make things happen, and then capturing, the patient, the paperwork, the authorizations, the disclaimers, the time, the technology. What we have to do is, I've got hundreds of thousands of dollars of toys at the office to document pictures and scans and fields and blood flow in the eye. And I have to justify having these things because we use them on a daily basis, or hopefully a daily basis, with patients to pay for it.
Creating this, sending it off to somebody with a paper about it.
Labors of love. And it's a passion. Somebody's asked me, what's my passion?
That's obvious.
And yeah, I like, I love going in the water. You can catch some crabs these days and finding some oysters. And I love yard projects. I got projects all the time. But my passion is the eyes. I mean, the good Lord has allowed me to do certain things. And every morning I get up and say, dude, let me achieve my potential. And every night I say, I'm sorry for not achieving my potential, because you can't do it. But I'll try. My better days are the ones where, I'm batting 500, or whatever that number is.
The Wilcox Eye Center is down at the point. You can't miss it. And again, I don't want Doc to scare anybody off. I'm hoping that by us talking about some of these things, that you actually put some questions in some people's minds. But he is not just randomly, when you walk in there and giving you an eye exam, saying, oh, I got this thing over here. It's a lot more than that.
Well, yesterday, Neil, I had I subscribed to a gal who has cameras, and she's going to help me with more videos. I have videos on my website. There's a video library of things that I believe in. I'm investing a lot of time and money in the next few months to break it down into morsels and to have it on the website so people can see and understand. And it's the way I like to skin the cat. It's my restaurant. It's my food.
Sure.
I deliver it.
Absolutely.
Cisco can drive up to any number of restaurants and deliver food, and a chef's going to make it differently. Or you can go to Wearneck Produce and get something that's better made. And I like to do the homegrown, good fish heads and cow manure fertilizer to make a good thing that ends up on the table that's not caught in some faraway seas full of so whether it's food,
fish heads, cow manure, and table,
whether it's a meal that you're putting in your body that's made with good raw materials and made with love, with a chef's opinion on how you make food, or an eye doctor who chooses to do things this way, it's my restaurant. It's the Wilcox Eye Center and kitchen, and of delivering options for people. And a lot of time it's shake and bake. It's let's get moving because that's what we need to do.
You're going to be back on June 11th.
June 11th.
We'd like to give Dr. Wilcox different times to spread the word in different ways, and we will see you then. Wilcox Eye Center.
Thank you, Neil.
Dr.
Happy
Wilcox.